So, picture this. You meet a woman online, you date her for 2 months, and you find out she still has her profile up. What should you do? Hi there, men's dating coach Harry Wilmington here, founder of IntrovertDatingSuccess.com, and today I'll be answering a question from a man that was shocked to discover a woman he's been going out with for 2 months still has her account open, and he wants to know if or when he should bring it up to her. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when a new daily episode is available. Also, check out the links in the description to download my free ebook, Texting Like a Boss, and to show your support by clicking on the tip jar link, both of which can be found at the website as well. And now, let's check out that clip. So let's go ahead and get into this guy's question. So the title of this question is 7 dates, she still checks her online dating profile. And it goes like this. It says, I'll keep it short and sweet. I met a girl online. Over the course of 2 to 3 months, we've been on 7 amazing dates. She's really into me. Loads of hugging, holding hands, kissing on her part. She's invited me to stay around twice. We've had sex around 8 times, 4 times on one night and 4 times on the other night. I signed on to my dating profile over the weekend to delete it. And then in parentheses, he says, not because of us getting close. I just haven't got time for it, in parentheses. Only to find she was online. I could understand if we'd only been on 1 to 2 dates, but after 7 dates and sex, surely that ups it a level. Now I'm really confused. Any advice on what I should do? We last dated on Friday when I stayed, texted each other Saturday and Sunday, and that was the last I heard from her. She didn't reply to my last text. Any advice? Much appreciated. So first I want to start off by pointing out what he's done right so far. So notice he said he's been on 7 dates with this girl in the span of 2 to 3 months. So that means on average he's seeing her once a week or once every week and a half or so. And that is a great pace in the beginning, especially since realistically you should be having a busy life, she should be having a busy life. So you shouldn't be one of those guys that's able to just see her every day of the week. Ideally you're spacing it out, giving her time to miss you, and you're also continuing on chasing your purpose and doing things in your life that are going to really benefit you besides just chasing women. So far, that's all good. And then even with the hookup thing where they've only done it twice, like there are some times where you'll meet somebody and you guys will be doing it like jackrabbits all the time in the beginning. And there are some where like you might wait it out a little bit before you do it. And then when you do, it might not happen every single time. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay. But anyway, let's get on to this part right here. So first off, he says he signed up to the dating profile to delete his and saw that she was online. This is a situation that a lot of you guys are going to fall into, whereby if you meet a woman online specifically, you'll find that you're going to you might go on there occasionally. I know when I'm doing online dating, if I've matched with a girl, even if we've been dating, I'll still go on there honestly in the beginning because I'm like, until we're a couple, I can do what I want to do. And I can continue to reach out to other women to see if they might be a better fit. But also I'll go in there sometimes with a girl that I really like, that I have matched with, that I've been dating for a while, just to look over our text stream of messages that got us to the point where we actually went on a date, because it's like reminiscing. All that to say, we do not know why this woman was online. All we know is that he went online to delete his profile and he was able to somehow see that she was also online at the same time, okay? But that is not enough evidence to go in with anything. Because what you don't want to do is make the mistake that a lot of guys do when this happens is they get all butt hurt, their ego gets, hurt and bruised, and then they go to the woman and the first thing they want to say is, so I noticed you were online on your profile a couple days ago. Like, what's up with that? Like, I thought we were going good. I thought we had a good thing going. I thought that you really, really liked me. We had all these dates. We had sex. I was starting to let you meet some of my friends, and now I see you're online. What does this mean? So for one, that energy is not very masculine-like, okay? You being scared and you not being confident all of a sudden and you trying to go after her and attack her without any basis of it or any explanation of what's going on is not the move you want to make, okay? Because this is going to make you come across as weak and needy, and more importantly, it's going to show her that without any kind of talking to her, you're the guy that's going to just make assumptions about what's going on in her life and accuse her of stuff that she may or may not be doing. And whether she's doing it or not, the point is that you are bringing these things to her and not handling it in a way that is befitting of the kind of guy she wants to date. And so you're out, okay? But like I said early on, with me when I'm dating, I don't give up my profile until I have established that I am actually in a relationship with another person. And a lot of guys will actually have this rule, but then they get butthurt when the girl that they're dating also has that rule. Realistically, guys, let me tell you right now, women are constantly getting matches and messages from guys. If you think that you have like 4 or 5 good matches in your inbox right now, she probably has anywhere from like 20 to 30 on like per day on a bad day. Okay, so this might be a woman that might need to go out on dates with other people besides you, even if it's just to solidify that she actually has feelings for you. Okay. But all that said, she is free to do that as long as you guys have not had a conversation about being in a relationship. Now, what I teach you guys is that on average, it takes a woman about 2 to 3 months to really have time to figure you out and solidify her feelings enough to want to come to you with the "what are we" conversation, okay? But until that happens, as long as you are asking her out and she's saying yes and she's not flaking, and in this guy's case, she's actively saying it's okay for us to hook up physically, then you are good, okay? And you have to understand that just like you have a process when you're going about dating, she also has her process. If you happen to go online and you see that she's online, you shouldn't be hurt about this, because if you're not in an actual relationship, she is free to do that. Now, with that said, one of the great things about this, though, is that as long as she is online, you are free to do what you want to do as well. And her continuing to be online is actually a great negotiating tool for you to use before you get into a relationship with her. So let's say this guy, they've been dating 2 to 3 months. He's thinking that they're already there yet. But the reality is, even though I teach that on average, it takes 2 to 3 months for a woman's feelings to be more solidified for you. Some women do take longer. Some women might need to date you for 6 months, and that's okay. I had a girl I dated one time for 6 months before we got into a relationship, and I chose that. Like, I was like, I'm not quite ready yet. I still want to feel some things out. And then I finally, at 6 months, was like, you know what? This is feeling pretty good. Let's make this official. And some women are like that as well. So, like I said, that's why you look for consistency in her actions. If you're asking her out, she's saying yes, and also look for reciprocity on her end. Like, let's say she is dating other guys at this time, okay? Well, if you're taking her places and then she's reciprocating by also taking you places or paying for the occasional bill, then that means that there's still an even playing field that's going on here, okay? But like I said, you can use this knowledge as a negotiation tactic. So at the point when the woman feels comfortable with you, it realizes that you are the only guy on this app that she wants to date now, and that she can't see herself with anybody else, then she will come to you and start asking those questions. Hey, so are you dating anybody else? Hey, so what are we? Hey, so I've been talking to my friends about you, and they want to know like what we are and what should I tell them or whatever. And this is the point where a lot of guys mess up, because they'll say, oh, well, we should just be boyfriend and girlfriend. And they don't think about the fact that they need to make sure that when they're jumping into this relationship, they're going to get the things out of it that they want. So don't be like a jumpy Gus and be like, oh, I want to be yours right now. No, you're patient, okay? You ask those questions like, okay, so what does a relationship mean to you? And what do you see yourself wanting to get out of this relationship? Where do you see it going, et cetera, et cetera? And then once you've had those conversations about like, what are your red flags? What are your checks and balances? Like, what things do you accept in a relationship? What things don't you accept in a relationship? Then before you say yes and agree to this, you take out your phone and say, okay, so I have the dating app on here that we met on, and I think before we make anything official, we should delete it. You don't ask the question. You don't say, do you think we should delete it? You say, no, we need to delete this in order for us to date. And then at that point, she's going to either agree to that or not. Most likely, if she wants to actually be with you, she will agree to it, and then you'll actually get to see her like delete the app from her phone. If that does not happen, or she says, well, I want to date it on my own time and I shouldn't have to do it in front of you, blah, 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 then that is not a girl that you want to date. So, in short, until you get to the relationship conversation, you should not be bringing up at all any kind of feelings you have about her being on the dating app, because she is allowed to do that while she's doing her figuring out process. But at the point where she actually wants a relationship, that's where you got to have it. Because what will happen if you don't is you might say yes to it, and then you'll forget, oh crap, like she was still on the dating app, and then she'll still be on there. She might not be even like touching the dating app, but the fact is she can still get messages. She can still get that little ding on her phone that lets her know like, oh, these other guys are still trying to hit me up. This is why you want to have this in a negotiation, because you have to let her know that unless you guys both delete any apps or any kind of websites that you're on for dating purposes, that this is not going to fly with you, okay? And if she says, well, I still want to kind of keep it this and that, then you just say, okay, let's just keep it as it is. And then you go about your way, because you don't want to be in a relationship that when you're not getting things that you want out of it. And that's a major one. Her still being on a dating app while you guys are still dating, like that's asinine. But if you bring it up early, that's also asinine to think that you have the right to do that when she's still in her figuring out process. So guy, I would say to this guy, look, it's been 2 to 3 months. You've had 7 amazing dates. Keep going on dates. It might be a slow build with this particular woman in terms of her feelings for you, but it seems like if you guys are getting along well and she's doing these things that you like, that she's going to be coming around to that point. And you cannot rush a woman's feeling on this. Some women, you'll be able to, within the first month, they'll be like, hey, so I'm ready to be your girlfriend now, whatever. And some women might take 4 or 5 months, okay? And you have to decide if that's something you're willing to wait for. If it is, then you got to wait it out while she's still in these dating apps. But at the point where she's ready for that relationship, that's when you bring it up. Otherwise, it just seems like you're just a guy that has no confidence, and you're like nervous and you're anxious, and you're like not looking like the kind of guy that she should be involved with in the first place. Now that you've heard from me, I'd like to hear from you. How would you respond to a woman who still had her dating profile up? If you're watching on YouTube, leave your comments below or write me at HarryWilmington@gmail.com. Are you ready to learn killer icebreakers that attract women on dating apps? Go to introvertdatingsuccess.com right now to watch my free video training, How to Get Attractive, Feminine, Emotionally Stable Women Dying to Respond to Your First Messages on Dating Apps Without Using Sleazy Pickup Lines, which will give you key secrets to sparking attraction and conversations with women online the smart way. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment on this video, and catch new episodes 7 days a week on YouTube and anywhere else podcasts can be streamed. In the meantime, check out some of the other awesome episodes on this page so you can better learn how to attract women and still get your precious alone time. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.